The Brisbane Broncos. They won by 42 points to 18. Chris Kendall is the referee tonight, and it'll be interesting to see how things pan out here. A perfect night, absolutely beautiful conditions. It's been grey and overcast for much of the day. Around about 5 o'clock, the clouds parted, the sun came out, and here we are now at the meteorological beginning of the summer season anyway. We're in flaming June, and the sun is streaming down on this perfect pitch. It always is. It's a wonderful playing surface, and let's hope the players of both sides can give us something to savour. Ken Seo gets us underway then, and Wakefield will have first use of the football. Craig Hall will bring the ball forward for them. Interestingly, this week Craig Hall has been linked with a move to the new club and the new franchise in Toronto that will be playing in the Championship 1 in 2017. He's only 28 and he needs 7 points for career 700, does Craig Hall. But we'll see whether all that comes out in the wash over the next few months.
Well, the Rovers coach James Webster will be looking for a very, very solid start, but just the ball behind him then had the opportunity, and look at the break.
Well, Tupu, that's Bill Tupu, managed to get to the ball. They're inside the 20-metre zone now. Here is Jacob Miller running laterally, and then he gives the ball to Finn, who turns the ball inside, and it is Anthony Tupu, same surname, no relation. There, Seo, a similar situation to Ken Seo on the other side. Michael Seo it is for the Wakefield Wildcats.
That was a poor kick there from Liam Finn. You'd have expected a little bit more. It was easily just taken without any pressure whatsoever.
It was a decent set of six though for Wakefield to open up the game, but I agree with you, Steve. You need to come up with a better attacking kick when you're so close to the opposition's line, and Liam Finn is a very, very good kicker. He'll be disappointed with that effort.
10 metres, okay now.
Okay, let's get some early news as Hull KR are trapped just over the halfway line. Here's Bill Arthur.
Eddie, it's just a word for the Hull Kingston Rovers supporters who might be watching this in Spain when they have hoped to be here in Wakefield watching the game in person, but quite a number of them apparently have got held up in Spain trying to get back from Perpignan last week. Doesn't mean to say they have been held up otherwise engaged in a hostelry or anything like that. Their flights got cancelled, and they couldn't get another flight out until later on this evening, and so they're having to watch this game probably at a bar in Spain as Albert Kelly is taken late.
Yes, he is. His high kick gets a knock on. It's found its way to Kieran Dixon. Dixon marks his return to the side with a try. The opening score for Hull Kingston Rovers. What a perfect start for them. There was a right fumble of the ball as it came down out of the sky, and James Webster's men are off to a flying start.
Well, it was a huge kick, wasn't it, from Albert Kelly, who I thought was taken out just a few seconds after he released the ball. See, they target Kelly. That could have been a shoulder charge. And then here comes the error, and it bounces straight through, and Dixon says thank you very much indeed.
Well, it's the half-backs with the pressure on that get the first nod in this game. Campese and Albert Kelly's the former who puts the punt as high as he can, and it's a real contest which ends up Kieran Dixon on his return.
To retrieve his mistake, he was the man who knocked the ball on, gave the possession back to Hull KR, and they're over for the first try. And here's Ken Seo now with the opportunity to try and add the extras. Only 3 goals he's kicked this year, and I think that might be number 4 for 2016. It is. Josh Montelato, their regular kicker, out of the side. He's actually in the dugout with the Hull Kingston Rovers party, but he will have appreciated that.
Well, this was a great kick, but what about the pressure from Ian Thornley, who helps his wing partner? He's the man who gets up and he puts pressure on Tom Johnson for that man to go in for the try. Plays with so much energy, Kieran Dixon. We've seen him have some clangers, but if he starts with a good touch, he's very difficult to contain. What wonderful grit. He pulled it out away from his body, got his thumb round the ball, never any chance of dropping it, and he secures the 4 points, later to be 6 for his team.
Good offload at the end from Walker. He got the ball away neatly. It bounced off the knees.
It just shows you the difference with Hull Kingston Rovers getting away a very good bomb high into it, Remember, before Wakefield had the opportunity, and Liam Finn, far too strong, easy to defuse.
And the thing is, a high kick into the faces of the Hull Kingston Rovers players could cause a lot of problems, because the sun is setting behind us here at this ground, and Hull KR are playing with the sun in their faces in this first half. Ashurst is trapped, and that's an awful play of the ball by Albert Kelly.
Looking to get away with that. I don't think he fully recovered and got to his feet.
This is the last. Campese again goes the earlier route, straight down the middle. Craig Hall is after it this time, and he pouches it safely.
Good chase, though. Very good chase indeed.
Yes, led by Ian Thornley. Hall is brought down 30 metres from his own line. Here is Johnson now. A young player of the year candidate, all right, this fellow. We missed Salford last week. He's only 20 years of age. He really has had some eye-catching performances this year. And now it's with Michael Simon, the former Catalan Dragon. That ball has come free. In fact, it was stolen, according to referee Chris Kendall. Two-man tackle, not allowed. Penalty then to Wakefield. They'll be glad of this.
Yeah, I think you'll find that it's Greenwood that finally gets the fingertips to it. Squeezed him out. Good refereeing by Chris Kendall.
And at the back end of the set to 6, Eddie, you picked out that Hull KR will really struggle if the ball goes in the air. Well, you'll only come up with an attacking kick if you're close to the line where you can put genuine pressure on. If you're trying to come away from your own line, that's when you can't put those kicks on.
Oh, here's another penalty for a ball steal by Hull Kingston Rovers in defence.
Well, back-to-back just won't help him at all.
No, it was Nick Scruton, I think, then, who had the ball stolen from him illegally.
Well, Nick Scruton's in great form this year, 31 years of age and enjoying his rugby league. I had a chat with him before the game, and he's really looking forward to the battle in the middle, and it's where it's going to be won and lost. As are most games, who wins the middle channel and the dominance of that middle channel will ultimately have the best chance of winning.
Yes, a reminder, we have the chairman and vice chairman of the Prop Forwards Union alongside us today, Terry and Barry.
Amen. Amen to that, Eddie.
Michael Simon takes the ball forward, gets the ball away neatly. Here now is Liam Finn, and he gets it to Anthony Tupu. And Tupu then looks for Craig Hall and finds him, and Craig Hall almost through. Back it goes once again to Tupu. He keeps it going. It's play on, says the referee. Miller with the dancing feet up off the ground and comes back this way. Then releases the pass again to Tupu, and scrambling Hull Kingston Rovers defence just halt him 10 metres away from their own line.
Well, they're keeping the ball alive, and it was confusing the Rovers' defence.
Is this free?
Simon again will take it underneath those Hull KR posts before he is grounded on tackle number 2. They're about 8 metres away, looking for the runners. This is Liam Finn. He nearly escaped the net then, but they managed to pull him down. Did Hull Kingston Rovers. CO now. Short ball from him. Forward pass. Matty Ashurst thought he was over with a chance of a try. Referee Chris Kendall right on the spot. No hesitation. Calls the forward pass.
Yeah, you'll just see a bit of a hesitation at the dummy half position. There's no doubt about it at all.
We'll see, although, because when he passes that ball, Steve-O, he goes sideways. If he continues his run going forward, at least it'll give the impression that the ball's gone backwards.
I think the question is the timing of the run. Michael Seo, you'd imagine, has played that in training. They've looked at that. They've got their own special little term for it. And I think it was poor timing rather than a poor pass. Ultimately, the decision was poor.
Yeah, once they get it in their mind and you get the dummy half position, you're all set up to pass it, and really you've got to think quickly. Good offload.
Yes, good movement of the ball across the face of play. Tilts to long to Campese, and here they come again. That's a neat play from Maurice Blair.
I like the attitude from both sides in this game. They're not playing conservative. They're going into the tackles, they're offloading the ball, they're getting that second phase from some decent go forward.
Campese, back it goes to Albert Kelly, and they decide to go wide down that right-hand side. Here they come again. They always look for Campese. He's the man who pulls the strings. This is Rob Mulhern and Albert Kelly again, and he'll attack the line. They're flowing tonight, Albert Kelly.
This is going to be a high one. Campese is shouting for it. He's got it.
And up it goes, high into the air again. Tom Johnson's after this. That's held in the wind. This will bounce. And it bounces in the end kindly for Johnson. They took the risk. They really did take the risk then. But Matty Marsh coming in quickly for Hull Kingston Rovers.
Well, you don't want to get under any of those kicks from Campese. The big spiral goes up in the air, and a couple of the Wakefield players pulled away from that. It was so high.
And this spiral ball, yeah, and it's difficult to take. You really can't afford to let the ball bounce.
But likewise, Steve, they can't allow in that time and space. Terry Campese can make that ball sing when he puts it on the end of his foot, so he'll need to, Wakefield will need to restrict the time he has to think about where he's going to put it.
Good set defensively from Hull Kingston Rovers. Liam Finn has to kick from deep in his own half of the field. It might be, oh no, it took a skip off the surface, runs down, but at least they will gain a bit of ground at Wakefield, because Hull Kingston Rovers will begin this set from the 20-metre mark, and they do so with Kieran Dixon.
Well, the home side, there's just a slight wind, which is helping them in this first half. But yeah, I agree with you, Eddie. The Rovers' defence to keep Wakefield back into their own quarter when they had to kick on the last.
Must say, Steve-O, in the warm-up to the game, we had a look at the two sets of players. Hull Kingston Rovers were very busy. They were very vocal with each other. They were looking as though they were on top of the game. Wakefield, on the other hand, just looked a little flat in the warm-up.
Well, I wouldn't say flat. They look very relaxed, and that comes about by the fact that you're confident that you've done all your hard work during the week on the training paddock. It doesn't necessarily work out that way, but yes, I must agree. They look more aggressive, did the Rovers.
They were talking a lot. The communication between all the players in the Wakefield side was noticeable from me.
Kensia with a little half break. Campese, the dummy half, turns the ball into centre field. He's found Adam Walker. Adam Walker pokes his nose through, makes good ground. They're inside the 10-metre mark here. There's plenty of tackles left in the bank as Sean Lunt fires the pass up the centre of the field, and here now is Kelly. He gets the ball away to Clarkson. Clarkson releases, and Kelly gets over for the try. Albert Kelly gets the second OKR try. And the Hull Kingston Rovers supporters, who have taken advantage tonight of the free travel offered on the Thursday to the visiting supporters, they've come down here in 9 coaches, and they will not be believing what they are seeing here, because they've stretched into a 10-0 lead after just 11 and a half minutes.
Well, this is the penalty that got them in that position. It really was a wasted effort. You don't put your hands inside. The referees are picking up on that. But this is a great build-up here. Kelly gets involved, and then Clarkson gets an offload. That is great support play. To offload and then run around. This is sensational stuff. Clarkson, ever so good.
Well, everyone's got eyes for Albert Kelly. Whenever he gets the ball, Jacob Miller's looking at him, he's backing off. He takes his eyes off Clarkson, and as soon as he does that, Clarkson can just hit, he can bump, he can offload the ball when Kelly just doesn't switch off and supports that run.
Well, since he returned to the side, Albert Kelly, this is his 6th match in a row at scrum half. Hull Kingston Rovers have lifted in all of them. He got a try in a 50-6 home win against Wakefield in May 2015, but he missed all of the middle eights last year. As it happened, Hull Kingston Rovers didn't suffer without him, but James Webster will be absolutely thrilled with the start that his side have made. And Kensia now, he kicked successfully with his first attempt, and he has missed with his second, so 10-0 to Rovers.
Well, I wonder when Wellesley looks at this try at half-time, he'll highlight the work that Albert Kelly does when he has the ball in 2 hands, and the hesitation of Matty Ashurst. He just misses half a step, and it puts the outside defenders under pressure, and it's a lovely offload, and the half-back backs up, gets the offload, and it's 10-0 in favour of the Rovers.
So the kick-off to the other end of the field, collected by Albert Kelly. Good chase though, and the chase was led by Nick Scruton, as Barry said earlier, enjoying his football this year. Missed only 1 in the Super League so far in 2016. Tends to lead from the front, the former England international. Capped 7 times for his country, 2004 to 2006. Leads by example, and led by example then, chasing that kick-off.
And this is good defence by Wakefield. The Rovers haven't got it much further than 10 metres within the set. They're already on the 4th.
John, you're off.
He's going early, is Campese.
He is, because he saw a big open space down that right-hand side. I think it was an attempted 40-20. The ball bounces nicely for Craig Hall.
But he also realised that his forwards weren't getting forward. They were getting really beaten up from Wakefield. Big set of 6 up. What did he do? Just drops it onto his toe on the 4th play and thinks, right lads, let's get out of it and let's defend.
So Wakefield will come forward once again with Joe Arundel. And that was John Malloy making his 40th Wakefield appearance tonight. He gets up, plays the ball to Michael Seo. That was Liam Finn. Here now Anthony Tupu. Ball goes backwards again. It's still the 4th tackle, not making much progress forward. They might here now with Craig Hall. Craig Hall, though, is hunted down by Rob Mulhern. Last tackle, and Seo dabs the ball to the in-goal area. They're after a repeat set, at least. I think they might have got it.
No, he bounced it. He got a fingertip to it. But there's no chance of a try being awarded. Well, it was good work, wasn't it, by the winger?
I don't need to go to the screen, Nick. I don't need to go to the screen.
Well, it was a good call from the referee, but I thought that it might have hit the Hull Kingston Rovers man on the way out. That's why I thought it might have got a repeat set.
Well, he was certainly very close to that, and he was also very close to a try as well, so it probably was worth a check.
Very confident, Chris Kendall, when this came about. Craig Hall thought that he was only millimetres away from getting the touchdown.
Well, he got it down on the whitewash, which is, as you know, is outside the field of play.
Only just though, Steve-O.
Yeah, but it'll build their confidence just they need it.
Kieran Dixon, he will be energised by that first try that he scored. He hasn't played since the defeat to Oldham, the shock defeat to Oldham in the Challenge Cup.
Sorry, Eddie, you see the difference between the two sides already. Is that when the Hull Kingston Rovers put the high kick up, they're well and truly in the opposition half.
Oh, they've
allowed it to bounce.
6 to go, and Albert Kelly has it. And here's a penalty now for Hull Kingston Rovers.
I'd take the tap. I wouldn't bother with the 2. I think Wakefield is stretched.
Sean, wait.
They can't deal with these high kicks from Campese.
That's the second time they've let it bounce, and he's so close to your line.
Dane Tills drives it in now for Rovers, looking for their 3rd try. Leading 10-0, 16.5 minutes gone. Sean Ludd fires Campese. Campese gets the short ball away to Maurice Blair. Trying to mark his 50th appearance for Rovers with a try, but he's held up just short. This now Campese again, gets the ball into Adam Walker. Walker then releases the pass short. And it is Mulhern who is on the end of that. Runs again to Campese. Campese then to Kelly. Short ball from him. They're in again. They're in again with Greenwood. And James Greenwood has come up with the 3rd try for Hull KR. Well, what a start this is. What a start, because they know a win will put them within 3 points of the top 8, and they would be only 5 away from the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. And at 14-0, they've got a perfect start.
Well, they're having all sorts of trouble with a high kick from Campese. You cannot afford to let this ball bounce, and then it hits one of the Wakefield players back to 6. Albert Kelly is all over the place. They don't know what he's going to do. They try to hold him down, then the penalty comes for him. They took the right decision. They knew that Wakefield was on the rack, and from that they score. Greenwood, this is a good build-up. Kelly having a great game. Greenwood comes on the angle. Wakefield have got no answer. Wonderful run by Greenwood. Good offload from Kelly.
It's a very strong line by Greenwood. You see Albert Kelly in back play. I think he caught one of the flailing boots. Hit him somewhere, probably on the thigh. He's just taking a second or two, but James and Joe Greenwood, the Saints' second row, he plays on the left, and James, he plays on the right. And the family trait is you run hard and strong, and it's virtually impossible to stop them that close to the line.
Well, a breathtaking start. 14 points, kick to come, 18 minutes gone, almost at a point a minute for Hull Kingston Rovers. And Ken Seo. Now this is slightly closer to the posts rather than the kick he took just a few minutes ago. Can he convert this? 16 points makes it very difficult for Wakefield. It's not a winning lead, but it's close to it. Oh, and he's missed another. He has missed another, Ken Seo. These missed kicks might come back and haunt them.
Well, they might just keep Wakefield in the side.
That's the call.
Look again. All eyes are on Albert Kelly. Looking. You just take your eye off one of the big fellas so close to the line when you're going sideways. It's very hard to defend. And Terry Campese coming back into the side gives him that guidance around the pitch. And his kicking game is so influential. And he lets Albert Kelly does what he wants to do, and that's run at defensive lines.
Well, that's it. The polar opposites. Albert Kelly really challenges defenders. Although he's a short, nuggety player, he runs 100% of his body weight. And you've said Terry Campese plays in that dinner suit, which means he's away from the line. But if Wakefield don't control that, and they don't take some time off him, they're going to deal with those high kicks for the rest of the night.
Well, Albert Kelly, 6th in a row at scrum half. They're a different side when he is in the team. Campese, only his 4th appearance of 2016. And Campese there, number 32, just going out of the right-hand side of your screen. He is the man. And he is the man who set Dixon away. And this is Sean Lunt. And they are in again. Sean Lunt gets his 150th try of his career. But more importantly, look what it means to the Hull Kingston Rovers supporters. And what it means to Hull KR is that this is rapidly becoming a mountain for the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats to climb. And their supporters know that as well as we do. Midway through the first half, 18-0. Kick from almost bang in front. 150 career tries for Lunt. It can't get much better than this, surely.
Wonderful short blindside move. Dixon back on the inside. And as every hooker in any game of rugby league, support play back on the inside is outstanding. He started it. Campese then offloaded. Dixon knew exactly who was going to be there. And the hooker gleefully goes in for the try.
Well, it's 20 points in 20 minutes, or it soon will be. They're ripping them apart. And just that clever play on the blind side. When Campese goes, he gets the defence interested, gives the ball to that man. And then they just go in and score what was, Eddie, and it looks a simple try.
As I say, Campese is so important. No wonder they didn't risk him on the long journey to France. CO this time adds the extras. 20 minutes gone, 20 points scored by Rovers, and Wakefield in a little bit of a hole. And Chris Chester knows that as well as anybody in this ground tonight.
Well, it's beautiful interplay on this left edge. They recognise that there were only 2 defenders, Riesling being one of them. It was 3 attackers, 2 defenders. Good backing up. And the hooker, Sean Lunt, he gets his first try.
Well, they were hammered 38-8 at Salford last Friday. That ended a run of 4 straight wins, including that 25-24 thriller against the Catalan Dragons at the Magic. Jacob Miller's 50-metre drop goal was the big talking point of the day, as was the Wakefield victory, to be fair. And, well, since that moment, they've looked a bit flat. Maybe it took a lot out of them, the Magic victory against high-flying Catalan. The Wakefield have looked flat, and they look flat in this. And go back to the point earlier, Steve, they look flat in the pre-match warm-up.
Yep, you're spot on with that one, but and Wakefield have a player down in back play. I'm not so sure. Oh, he's away.
Matty Marsh looking for support. It never was there. It was a long pass on, maybe, to Sean Lunt on his right-hand side, but they have plenty of players here. Kelly stabbed it to the in-goal area, and it is damage limitation from Bill Tupu.
It had to be as well from Tupu. It was another beautiful kick through from Albert Kelly. The combination, I said before the game started, Campese and Kelly, Miller and Finn. We have not seen anything from Miller and Finn. I'm not quite sure which Wakefield player is out, but it looks as though he's in a lot of trouble.
I think is it Michael Simon?
Make sure we hit this goal line this time.
Well, it's when Kelly goes at the line, you can see it's Michael Simon. He hits his own teammate, Nick Scruton. They're starting to leave defenders on the floor. They're getting through the line. And fingers crossed, everything will be okay with Michael Simon here. But they're clinical. Eddie, that's probably the word that you'd use with Hull KR at present. They've had 11 sets of 6. They've completed all 11. They haven't made a mistake. Kelly looking to take on the prop forwards, seeing if they'd switched off around the A and B position in the defensive line.
And Tez, that only happens. The only reason Albert Kelly would dare run into 2 prop forwards It's because of ruck speed. Because they're losing the floor, Wakefield, they're lunging.
Right, get ready
And
now,
there's big
guys.
spaces for players like Albert Kelly to exploit. Michael Simonic is leaving the pitch now. And Tinaroma, who's been
Wait on me.
a tremendous performer for the Wakefield side, he takes his position.
Wait.
Well, it was obviously that Scruton's hip made contact directly with the head.
And the referee had to make sure that Simon was out of the way before allowing the goal line dropout to come, and he doesn't look well, Mikael Simon. As you say, Arona is the man who comes on, the Cook Island international. Tinarau Aroma, the former Cronulla player, signed this close season. And he's got work to do to try and put some life into this Wakefield Trinity Wildcats side.
He certainly has, Eddie, because mainly due to the fact, you know, field position has gone against them. They've had very, very little possession, and every time the Rovers get the ball, they seem to cut through and score points. It's a long road back into this game from Wakefield.
It is. This is Adam Walker. He was fed by Mitch Allgood, who missed last week in Perpignan, was suspended. Sean Luck looks busy, so does this man Kelly. He gets it away to Greenwood, who finds Marsh.
Stand up now, get square.
And in the end, they get across there and bring him down. Joe Arundel was the main tackler. Here is Big Dane Tilse, 6'5". Outed 8 metres away. Referee shouts held. Plays the ball to Lunt. Campese gives it to young Matty Marsh. He then finds Ian Thornley. 3 Wakefield defenders. That's better defence from them, but reached the last tackle here, and Campese again with that magical right boot. Oh, and it was competed for in the air by Greenwood. Jacob Miller, though, the man who claimed it.
Yeah, it was a good take from Miller. It had to be as well, because Campese and Albert Kelly, the combination kickers, they really have put a lot of pressure on, and you can see that Wakefield are finding it extremely difficult to get out of their own quarter. Never mind get to the halfway line. You cannot control a game if you're being suppressed back in your own red zone.
Well, we've seen Mikael Simon leave the field. Now he's going down the tunnel, and Bill's got news of his condition.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he emerges from the tunnel to take any further part in this game, because he really did look in a bad way. Got a heavy bang just above his right eye. In fact, it might have even been on his right eye, which was closing up as he walked off the field and was then led round by the Wakefield Wildcats doctor. And given how hot they are on that particular issue at the moment, well, quite rightly so, Mikael Seymour might be just wrapped up in cotton wool for the rest of the evening.
Well, that won't help Wakefield's cause, that is for sure. And here it is again. Ooh, yes, it's a real collision with the hip, or the
I think it was
the rib cage of Nick Scruton. By the way, it's ominous for Wakefield. Half-time in a couple of matches, they've got scored 20 or got past 20 points against Salford at home and Castleford away. They led against Salford 30 points to 6. They won 44-30, Hull KR. They led against Castleford 20 points to 16, and they won by 58 points to 16.
Well, surely that was a knock-on from Wakefield.
Well, it has to. The revival has to start pretty soon. Maybe it will here, because that's a good ball. And it's a great break coming in from Matty Ashurst. He gets the ball out wide, and over in the corner goes Bill Tupu. Just what Wakefield needed. And the referee...
We've had a tackle there, haven't we?
The referee wants something checking. No, he doesn't. He just checked with his touch judge. And it's his first for Wakefield, Bill Tupu, and it couldn't have come at a better time. It has given them hope. It's a long way back, but at least they're on the scoreboard.
And I think they had a bit of luck with it as well. It certainly looked as though there was a Wakefield hand. Thornley offloads it. Looked to me as though Johnson had a fingertip on that. That's all right. It's the one before it. Certainly, well, they've kept it alive, and credit to them. The first opportunity that they've got to get anywhere near into the line. That was good work to get going.
This was a great ball from Matty Ashurst. The Wakefield player, when he hits the line, he goes straight. He doesn't go sideways. He's attracting all the Hull KR players there. He delivers that pass, and it's absolutely perfect. To get that away is a difficult ask, and then to score that try, well, it gets them back into the game. Bill Tupu just had enough space to go in for Wakefield's try.
First try for Bill Tupou. 15 games it's taken to come, but it's arrived in the end, and a very timely contribution perhaps. So here's Liam Finn, and the conversion is nowhere near. So the man who kicked 850 career goals and has scored 2,200 points couldn't add the extras.
Adam.
Well, that was the moment.
Adam.
Of course,
None of that, yeah.
a little bit of a discussion, but I like the way that the referee handled it. A tackle had already been made. A tackle had already been made.
Outside,
The referee
guys.
just said that's a try. And we've been right to
outside.
talk about Matty Ashurst and the quality of his pass, but Arona, he did some good work as well.
Yeah, I think that ball was just knocked out as he was trying to offload the ball. But, you know, I think he's started well, Chris Kendall, in his first TV game. He's certainly got the play going. So he's looking to make his own decisions, and that's good for the game.
And Scott Anderson is on the field as well now for Wakefield off the bench, so he might add a little bit of oomph up front for the Wildcats.
Well, it certainly lift their spirits. I mean, they've had no possession. I mentioned before that poor field positioning. And when they made that straight break, I mean, it was a lovely lot of work from Matty Ashurst. But maybe the forwards are going to start taking a little bit more responsibility, because we've seen nothing of the combination between Jacob Millen and Liam Finn, and that won't help.
No, that's a very basic error. Knock on. And Arona, well, he's been much better than that this year.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's the man who was going across the line and pulls some of the Hull KR defenders out of the line. Just a straight miss. And what Wakefield need, they need possession. They need some good field position. So far they've made 122 tackles in the 28 minutes that we've been playing. Whereas if you look at Hull KR, just 72. So all the energy is with Hull KR.
It was a basic mistake. He took his eyes off the football. Doesn't matter at what level, juniors, fully professional, you cannot afford to take your eyes off that ball.
Well, tomorrow we have one of the treats of any Super League season, St Helens against Warrington. St Helens, Warrington's bogey side, they beat them, depleted they were when they went to the Halliwell Jones Stadium earlier this season. And they're going for Super League home and away win double against the Warrington Wolves tomorrow. Warrington, of course, eyeing the top of the table and trying to close the gap on Hull at the top. Hull leading by 2 points. That, of course, the fact that the Black and Whites are up there at the top of the First Utility Super League table, that puts pressure on this Hull Kingston Rovers club from every direction. But with this fellow out in the field, Campese, anything's possible. That's a lovely tip on from Matty Marsh to Thornley.
Going forward.
And Maurice Blair was the dummy half. Again, he's got so much time, Campese. Puts the kick away. It's claimed, and it's pushed back to Greenwood. And Greenwood's running back towards his own line. But he still gets the ball away to Walker. Oh, it's opened up for Walker. More than that, it is another try here for Hull Kingston Rovers. And this time it's scored by James Green. James Green for Hull Kingston Rovers. Wakefield have fallen apart in this first half. Looked like they had a little lifeline back into it when they went over for the try. But Hull Kingston Rovers respond with James Green's second try of the season.
And what a try it was. Absolutely fantastic.
The Wildcats' Daddy Cool is on the deck and he can't believe it either.
I don't think he's all that cool either about it, but that was good reward for keeping this ball alive. Wonderful tip on there, Master Thornley, and they're eager to keep it alive. They just keep this ball on, and then of course the kicking from Terry Campese, outstanding. Nobody's going for the ball. Look at the Wakefield defence, they don't know what to do. Should we go in? Should we hang around? Walker, back on the inside. Thank you very much indeed, says Mr. Green.
That is poor defence, that, isn't it? The kick from Campese, yeah, you can still deal with this now, but not when the Hull KR are looking to offload the ball, to give the ball to a kicker, and all of a sudden, Walker just thinks, no, I'm going straight through it. There's a gap created, and that is poor defence.
Well, it's ironic, really. The Wakefield try was caused by people pushing up, showing a little bit of enthusiasm, showing an appetite for the ball. Well, big Adam Walker, he does exactly that, and I agree, the defence isn't good enough. but you've got to compliment the attitude and the effort of Hull KR so far.
Yes, they lead 26 points to 4, and that tells its own story. Look, I'd just like to give a mention to a couple of Wakefield fans. They are heading off to Perpignan early next month for the game against the Catalan Dragons on the 15th of July. No private planes for Matt Wood or Matthew Spears, though. They'll be riding their bikes from this ground here in Wakefield to the south of France. It's around 900 miles in 10 days. The challenge is all in aid of the Steve Prescott Foundation. Both of them are here tonight. They wish they might not have bothered, but anyway, they're both here tonight. I hope they're pumping their tyres up because they've got a long way to go at the start of next month. Hundreds and hundreds of pounds already raised for this challenge. We wish them good luck for the trip, and the Steve Prescott Foundation will benefit.
It's been a great week for the Steve Prescott Foundation. They announced this week that they've raised £1 million, so well done to the Steve Prescott Foundation.
Fantastic, fantastic, and that was fantastically taken by Craig Hall as well.
Yeah, he was under enormous pressure, wasn't he, for Albert Kelly? But Albert Kelly is now so switched on for this game. He's trying absolutely everything. He's putting himself where the action is.
Tez, what he's also doing as well, the speed off the mark that Kelly can produce, is just confusing this Wakefield defence. They don't know whether he's going to sidestep, is he going to take them on, is he going to do the link?
This will help Wakefield's cause. Penalty that takes them deep into Hull KR territory.
Yeah, silly work from Greenwood. Did all the hard work and then gave it away.
Barry, you're embarking on a little journey for the Steve Prescott Foundation as well, aren't you?
In October, Eddie, I'm part of a 40-man team that's going to trek to Everest Base Camp. So backing up Killerman for a gyro last year, I'm looking forward to that one as well.
And I'm walking for a paper, Eddie.
That doesn't surprise me, though. You did go up Kilimanjaro with him last year, didn't you? No?
No, he couldn't be bothered.
Oh, I thought you'd gone, Terence.
No, we do come as separate packages sometimes.
Well, I would have joined you, Baz, but my hips are not that good.
Bad hip.
Yes.
I forgive you.
Now, Wakefield really have to apply the pressure. They realise they've got to try to get another 6 points. Give them some hope. And they've got a chance here.
They've got the try. They have the try through Michael Seo. That's much better from Wakefield. Much better. And I suppose you have to credit Wakefield, they've bounced back a couple of times. They're reducing this deficit. They're backing this kick goes over for 16 points in arrears.
Well, they just keep chipping away Wakefield. You look at the results since Chris Chester's been here, and all of a sudden Liam Finn gets in good field position, the offloading game for CO to go over. But they've been very good in the last 10 weeks, Wakefield, and they know how to win games. You look at the Magic weekend, no one gave them a chance against Catalan, but they're up here now and they're playing at home, and against the Hull KR side, they themselves, they've not been picking up those wins that they'd like. And on form, Wakefield know that if they win 2 games, they'll probably make the top 8. So this is a must-win game for both of these sides.
Yes, I think Chris Chester said 2 more wins and he thought Wakefield would be there. He thinks 20 points will be enough to make the top 8 this year. And of course, with that position goes away all the threat of relegation. Liam Finn adds the extras. So it's 10 points now to 26, and there is the Wakefield coach. Chris Chester won't be happy with this.
Well, we've hardly seen Liam Finn and Jacob Miller. Because of the dominance of the middleman, we see Nick Scruton, Mikel Simon,
yes,
the starting front rowers.
Back on the bench there, Simon. I wonder if, Bill said he didn't think he'd be coming back on. I wonder if that's an indication that the bang on the head wasn't as bad as we first feared.
Well, if he's gone off under the concussion rule, he's got 15 minutes, he's had that assessment. And obviously the medical people, with the scrutiny that Wakefield are under this week. I think Danny Kerman was the player involved in an incident they were suspended for. They want to get that 100% right.
Here's Liam Finn now for Wakefield. Just doesn't have the pace to go around the 2 defenders.
Step to the side, play on. Step to the side.
Of course, they are without their skipper, Wakefield, Danny Kerman, and Ben Jones-Bishop. Too many were put in the sin bin last week. And when they were down to 11 men, Salford put them to the sword. And they've been at the full complement tonight. And Wakefield have been under the cosh from minute 1. Chris Anakin now for them. On halfway will play the ball. And the last tackle, up it goes from Liam Finn.
Sorry, Eddie, it's a good move by Chris Chester to throw out Anakin.
Oh, well claimed by Dixon.
What a good step as well. Well, I was just about to say that Wakefield, after scoring that try in that previous set, looked a lot more enthusiastic, determined. A little bit lackadaisical early in this game, but what a take from Dixon. Not what you say copybook, but he got away with it.
Third. Stand on now! Go free.
Sean Lunt.
Fine, play on.
Campese. Not laying a hand on him. Gets the ball away to Donaldson.
That's what happens when you're a good player. You stand off those good players. You want them to make the play.
Not only that,
you don't want to commit and jump the line.
It's very rare, Tez, that you'll see him actually play the ball. Good run around there from Kelly. Oh, not the best pass.
No, the pass was being floated out wide. A pat on the back from Chris Clarkson for him. An apology from Albert Kelly.
Let's get this scrum packed.
Yeah, he thought it was going to be a short ball, and turned out it was trying to get across the face. Didn't work out that way.
Nothing that NCO could do.
No, neither Clarkson could do anything about it either.
Now he goes for the long ball because he sees Bill Tupu. He's backing off. Thinks that he can give the ball to CO there. He'll create that extra man out on the touchline.
Well, if Wakefield can get over the halfway line and maybe a little chip over the top, maybe on the fourth, not wait until the last when the fullback has dropped back. It's something very special at the moment.
I'd like to see Jacob Miller get his hands on the ball more, Steve-O, and take on some of the bigger forwards.
Well, the problem is that they've been beaten up front in the pack, and that's why they're not getting the opportunity. But you just get the impression that they're going into it. Nice pass.
Now then, Johnson can usually do something down this wing. Puts the kick in for the chasers. I think it might be too long. It is, and there is an appeal from Riesling that he was impeded in the chase.
Yeah, he was.
Get that.
They're all running in the same direction, though.
He actually tugs his shirt. Tugs his shirt.
I think Terry Campese just had a little tug. I don't think any of the officials have picked it up, but we're going to check to see whether we get a sticks drop out or a 20-metre restart. The referee's elected for a goal line dropout, and he's asked for the video referee assistance.
Well, to me, they look to be interference.
It's goal line dropout then.
Does he get out before he touches it? Yes, he does.
Well, that should be a tap on the 20.
It should be a 20-metre restart.
Yeah.
He's got out
His foot has got to be over the line or on the line
before he plays the ball, so it is out there,
and he's not touched the ball yet. So that rule,
and he touches the ball.
means it's a 20-metre tap restart rather than a goal line dropout. Good work from Kieran Dixon, playing to the rules.
Stuart, surely the touch judges have to keep an eye out what goes on in back play. And there was a definite tug there from Campese.
Well, there was, but I would say the angles that the touch judges are running would prevent them from seeing that. It was a very clever little pull by Terry Campese. We could see it from our angle back here. We're 45 degrees behind.
And we're about 30 foot up in the air as well, so it makes it a little bit easier. But there is a tug there on Riesling, no doubt about that. He got away with that. Kelly loses the ball in contact. Oh no, he says it was
96.
So they have 6 to go here. And this looks ominous. Here's Maurice Blair again.
Well, he's just looking to pick one of his teammates out. The time with his kicking, the time with his passing game. Oh.
There's the error.
And again, watch his eyes.
Donaldson with the error.
Watch this. Turns his head just at the vital moment. Can't afford to do it.
Well, they're keeping him in the game now, aren't they?
It's amazing, at the vital moment you turn your head away from the ball.
Well, this is a real turnaround in fortunes for James Webster, because when you think about it, this time last year when he was here at Wakefield, James had put the cue on the rack and said Wakefield were preparing for the middle eights, and it led to his downfall in the end. Ryan Smith moved in, saved them from relegation. Then he departed Wakefield. Chris Chester moved in as he left Hull Kingston Rovers. Webster moved in there. It was a real
merry-go-round.
Merry-go-round. Thinking that game that you play. What's the game you play where you're sitting down, standing up, and all that cave? I can't think of what it's called.
I don't play games.
Musical chairs.
That'll do. It was musical chairs. Well done, Barry. You're on my wavelength. You're the same. Well, I was going to say you're the same. You same mental age as me, anyway.
6.
Except that you can remember what it was all about.
Okay, play on.
The ball gets its way out to the far side to Bill Tupu.
Chris, free.
They've got to be quick about it. That's going to be a penalty, messing around there. They'll play the ball. Maybe one tackle, play the ball, and then they'll go for the kick.
Finn found Hall.
Move, Morris.
Got to get it high now.
They've only got 5 seconds left. They're going to have 5 seconds left. Have they noticed this? Finn running it, finds Miller. The ball is ferried out to Arundel. Arundel then gives it to Miller. CO gets the ball into centre field. It's a decent run from Anakin. He keeps it alive, but the ball has gone loose. And then it's picked up by Rhys-Lynn again, and Rhys-Lynn has spotted something. Gets the ball away, and it all comes to nothing. All comes to nothing. Ken CO couldn't take the ball in. Entertaining first 40 minutes. Much of the entertainment has been in the Hull Kingston Rovers' hands. They've done really well. And it started in only the 3rd minute when Kieran Dixon got over for the first try, and it continued on a pace. Kelly with the 2nd on 11 minutes. Greenwood with the 3rd on 18. Lunt with the 4th on 20. So 4 tries in the opening quarter of the match. 20-0 they led. Tupu gave them brief hopes of a response. Green just snubbed that out a bit on the half hour. And then 6 minutes from the half-time siren, CO, that is Michael CO for Wakefield. Wakefield come back in this second half. They'll take heart from the fact that they were 14-6 down at half-time to the Catalan Dragons at Newcastle in the Magic weekend. But they're slightly more behind the 8 ball here tonight. 16 points to make up, and they have to start this second half better than they started the first, and that's the understatement of 2016 so far.
Yeah, without a doubt, Eddie, and they know that the forwards have got to take control. They're really battered in that first 40 minutes by the Rovers.
Underway, Joe,
the advantage line, considerable ease. And they really couldn't handle the half-back combination of Campese and Kelly.
That looked a little bit of a high shot by Scott Anderson. He's not been penalised for that. Oh, maybe he has now been penalised for that. Must have got a call, Stuart, from the side, did he?
No, he didn't. He must have just been thinking about it. No call came from the side. I think he's just decided at the end that it warranted a penalty.
Just saw the ball come out and I wondered if he'd given the penalty for messing around on the floor, but it's certainly high.
Oh, it's a bad one from Anderson. No excuse for that.
So another set coming at the Wakefield defence from Hull Kingston Rovers, and they start this inside the Wildcats half of the field and hopping about.
Hold, go, off the ball,
Here's James Greenwood and driving it in once again now. That's a great solid run, and Lunt is the dummy half. That was very well played from James Green, and here is Lunt again looking for his 2nd of the match, almost rolling his way over the line but halted just a half a metre or so short. Campese fires the pass to Kelly at dummy half. Not the best kick from Kelly. He would like that again if he could possibly have it.
Yeah, far too gentle. Not enough hump to get it anywhere near the in-goal area. But this is where they've excelled of the Rovers. Okay, they come up with a poor finish to a set of 6, but their defence is very solid indeed.
Yeah, and sometimes, you look at the stats and the game's not fair. Sometimes you ask any player, they don't want to defend. Anthony Tupu for Wakefield had 23 tackles in that first half. Yet Terry Campese, who's causing all the problems, has just made 1 tackle. They're not putting him to ground enough. Wakefield are giving him far too much space.
Jacob Miller had a very quiet first half, did Miller, as I think Steve-O said during the course of the first 40 minutes, though playing behind a badly beaten pack, so both him and Liam Finn were a touch anonymous. Here is Finn again, drilling the ball down the middle, and this will bounce all the way to Kieran Dixon, who just tried to trap it, missed it, but makes it to the 10-metre line. Right, half-time news. What was said in those dressing rooms, Bill?
Eddie, the key for Hull Kingston Rovers and coach James Webster is completion. If they can get a really good completion rate in this second half, then they're pretty optimistic that they can see this out, but they've got to virtually be squeaky clean. They can't afford to let Wakefield back into this game and get on a roll, because they could run in a few points, and that is Chris Chester's hope, if they can slow Hull Kingston Rovers down. That's their main concern, the way that Rovers are being allowed to generate plenty of speed, and so Wakefield's goal is going to be to slow Rovers down and then start to play their own game. They might have to play their own game without Mikel Simon in this second half. He has passed his head test, but he's not feeling brilliant apparently, and so they're certainly holding him back. Whether he comes back out for the second half, at the moment he's sitting in one of the warming tops because it has got very chilly here now that the sun's gone down. There he is, the French international. Whether he returns, well, that's it's touch and go for the Wildcats.
That will affect Chris Chester's plans for interchange. Here's Craig Hall.
And another difference that you can see between the two sides. We saw there Albert Kelly with a beautiful kick downfield. Good chase. Navigator was there to make the first tackle. Albert Kelly, he's done another one there. He's working overtime.
Miller into centre field where he found Arona. Arona then gets the ball away to Tupu, and he in turn gets the pass away. But this is great harassing defence from Campese and company. There's nowhere whatsoever for Riesling to go. Plays the ball though, and Finn intend to put the kick in.
Oh, okay, play on.
Well, they just can't get bored. They can't go away from this. Get through the set to 6. Look to force the error, or just let Bulkayar make an error, bringing the ball away in yardage. This is where you ask questions in defence. In your defensive attitude, this is where you want to be.
Chris, stand up now! Back, hold, go 2.
Lunt from dummy half looks for the runners. It's Donaldson this time. Bit more solid in defence thus far. Wakefield in this second half. Thornley now, tall centre, ex-England Knights, Ian Thornley, once of Wigan of course.
But again, Eddie, you can see that the Rovers are getting over into the opposition's half, and that's where you can control the game with the kicking.
Well, they've reached the last tackle, so expect the kick from Kelly. There it goes. It's a high one again. Oof. He was taken out though. Well, he will accept that. He will accept that all day.
Very fortunate under pressure from CO, yeah. Well, was he going for it?
Well, Joe Rundle gets in the way. They call it taxiing. He's trying to taxi Ken CO away from the ball, and there's a collision that follows from that.
Well, the penalty is because he made contact before he had a chance to catch the ball. Just took him slightly away from the ball, which is why he dropped it.
He didn't look comfortable though underneath that ball, Tupu. That could be a warning sign, and just because he hesitated for that split second, he could be a target in the second half.
Well, we saw the Wakefield side do it on 5 occasions in the first half. They've lost their confidence.
Here now is Finn, gets over halfway, finds his partner Miller. That's a lovely ball from Miller to Matty Ashurst. He's got Liam Finn on his inside. Liam Finn gets the ball back to Craig Hall, and Craig Hall eventually touches down for Wakefield. Here's the comeback on from this team that knows how to claw leads back, as they proved at the Magic weekend. First try of the second half, engineered by Miller and Finn. Said they were quiet in the first half. Craig Hall inching towards 700 career points. The former Hull Kingston Rovers man has got over for a try that could be really significant.
Well, this came about penalty from CO, gave him the opportunity, and what a wonderful build-up this was. Combination of the two halfbacks, Ashurst coming back on the angle. What good play by Finn. New didn't have the legs, full back in. Craig Hall, sensational try. And on the angle, big second rower. Had to look on the inside. Nose has got Liam Finn there. That is a sensational effort.
And Kieran Dixon caught one in the chin for his pains as well. Purely accidental, I'm sure, from Craig Hall. Liam Finn then. Liam Finn with this conversion attempt could be crucial, and he has landed it. And they are back within 10, 16 points to 26.
Well, Craig Hall scores a try, but it's another brilliant line from Matty Ashurst. Hit a similar one in the first half, the no-look pass from Jacob Miller. And then all of a sudden he goes through the composure that he shows, Liam Finn backing up to pass that ball back in to Craig Hall. You want your big players going forward. That was a very big play from Matty Ashurst yet again in this game.
And you hope that Wakefield have made a mental note about the process involved in that try. It was 2 or 3 completed sets of 6. Came off the back of the penalty, of course, but they showed composure and they got into the grind, as the players and the coaches term it, and they got the rewards from it.
Craig Hall with the try. 5 tries in his last 5 now for the ex-Hull KR man.
Move away, Sean!
And maybe, if reports are to be believed, this fellow on the ball now could be on his way to Toronto for the new venture in Canada. We'll see. Tupu off the ground, finds Miller, goes into centre field. Wakefield certainly will be energised by the start they've made to this second half.
They seem to be running with more purpose. Just look at the options that Jacob Miller's got here.
He nearly...
That was the same move, Eddie.
Nearly popped Ashurst through the gap again. And Miller this time goes the aerial route. And there's a big charge coming on. Dixon claims it well, though, and what's more, escapes the clutches of 2 runners.
Boy, there was traffic all over the place. And he just leaped up higher than the rest.
He's dealt with some difficult high balls in this game, hasn't he, Kieran Dixon? He's certainly been targeted.
He was the meat in a Wakefield sandwich there, but he slid away from them.
And again, it's all about positioning. And if Wakefield can keep the Rovers in their own half on this set of 6, something that they've failed to do on a regular occasion.
Thornley will play the ball. Campese once again. They go down the short side. This is Maurice Blair. Finds Kelly in centre field. Space for Kelly. Space for Kelly. Just couldn't get the ball away.
He tried the offload, didn't he? That's good refereeing. He wants the game to keep going.
And Campese goes for territory down the right-hand side. Just finds touch.
Yeah, good thinking. You're 10 points in front. Just keep turning them around. They do not have to chase this game. Wakefield have to. And Wakefield have to be a little bit more adventurous, and they know that, the defensive pattern from the Rovers side.
And Steve-O, you said it was good from the referee. I think it's been really good. We've talked about nothing other than the good play, the fact that he's allowed play to roll on. He's had a good game so far, Chris Kendall.
TV debut for Chris Kendall, and we saw 6 officials as well at the Summer Bash last weekend, coping very well with the pressure of the Championship's big occasion, so looking promising for the refereeing fraternity.
Well, a lot of the fans, they say that, surely we've got young referees coming through. Well, they were on display last week in Blackpool, and they were very, very good indeed.
We just need a place to let them learn now, maybe a reserve grade.
You're right, Baz. We keep hammering on to these clubs.
I think the message is getting home, not necessarily from all of us in the commentary box, but I think the clubs are waking up to the fact that maybe that should be something that they bring back.
It's important that they get them back.
Stuart Howarth out there at dummy half. Oh, that's a good ball to Arundel. It was from Ashurst, but no way through for Arundel. Not that Kelly's seen to that. He's all over the top of him as well. Stuart Howarth fires the ball to Miller. Miller then just drops the pass off, and it's Anderson again.
A lot more adventurous, aren't they, Wakefield now?
A little bit of confidence from that early try. Finn spreads it wide. Further wide it goes to Hall, and even further wide to Johnson. Oh, he gets through one. Beautiful ball. Oh, he's dropped it. He has dropped it as Anthony Tupu.
I think Tom Johnson.
Was it stolen from him? Has Reece Lynn touched down here? Well, they've got no try on the field, as you see.
Is a knock on or not?
And they want to check whether it was a knock-on, Stuart, and that's the crucial thing. Was it knock-on by Wakefield, or was it stolen?
That's the key question. He's obviously had the opportunity to use a video referee because the ball was touched down. So I think he was actually going to blow for a knock-on, and I think we can see there that he's just lost the ball as it was.
I think a hand got to it.
Let's have a look again from this angle.
This is knocked out.
Maurice Blair.
Yeah.
I think that's
sure.
I think that's a
loose carry. There might be contact with the ball as part of the tackle, but I don't think there's any attempt to steal the ball there.
Yeah.
So Maurice Blair
So Maurice Blur is just coming over the top. He's just looking to affect the tackle.
He's looking to affect the tackle. He hasn't actually got into contact and then stolen the ball.
Well, Reece Lynn is in. If that's a good pass, Reece Lynn is in. Tom Johnson did incredibly well on that right side.
But there's fingers in it. I mean, could it be classified as such?
No, I think it's a loose carry.
I think we find that the video referee Ben Thaler agrees. There was a no try decision off the field, remember. You had to have absolutely conclusive proof, and there was, well, I would agree with Stuart, there's none there. See what you're saying, there's a clip of the top of the ball.
Yeah, there is, Eddie, but he's just trying to take the man to ground, isn't he? He can't see where the ball is. He's trying to wrap his arms around it.
And Tupu was definitely trying to offload. No try then. Would have been interesting if that one been given.
Oh, they got one against the head.
One against the head.
Oh.
Can they turn this rarity into 4 points and then 6? Howarth is waiting at dummy half. Fires the pass to Jacob Miller. Miller then gets it wide into Ashers. Here is Tupu. They did well then to cut in off the touchline because there were 4 Rovers defenders waiting for him. Would have bundled him over the whitewash. It's Miller again. Then gives the ball infield to Arona. Arona will play the ball to Howarth. Howarth will give it to Miller. Miller then finds Finn. He tries to go away from Campese, but the long arms of Terry Campese just kept hold of him. Down he goes. Still a couple left here, and it's with Miller. And Miller gets the ball away to Hall. Wide it goes again to Bill Tupu. Back inside once more. Keeps the movement alive to Miller. Long, booming pass from him. Oh, and Thornley all over the top.
Oh, good offload.
Great offload.
This is where they've got to try for a second set of 6. Don't panic. Try to push the ball into the in-goal area. It's got to be a dribble.
Lost 10 metres there, though, when Reece Lynn went backwards. Here is Liam Finn. They go wide. Great ball over the top to Craig Hall. That ball finds its way to Johnson. He says it come off the head. Wakefield complained. It's the turnover.
Well, now we're talking about Jacob Miller and Liam Finn. They're going at the line. They're fixing some of the defenders. Great,
right, you know.
Out wide.
He's right, you know, that does ricochet.
This is
you should be surprised. They did it twice against Catalan at Magic Weekend.
That's unbelievable. That's as rare as hens, Steve.
Not at Wakefield, Steve.
No, it isn't. It's as rare as Steve-O's teeth at Wakefield.
And that is very rare.
Stand now, Stuart! Hold, go to.
Big Dane tilts again. Gets the pass away. He's difficult to wrap up. Lunt brings it forward.
Oh, Tupu stole the ball, then just give it Lunt back.
And he's giving it him back.
Yeah.
That was clever play by Lunt.
Well, Sean Lunt said, no, I don't want it.
He said, here you are, and he said, no, I don't want it. That was clever play by the hooker.
And it's a brave move as well, though, Steve, all that, because look, he strips the ball, he has hold of it, and then he gives it him back, takes his arms off it, and Lunt says, no, I don't want it.
Next line.
It gets Hull Kingston Rovers into Wakefield territory.
Well, Wakefield disappointed me there. I thought they would have gone for a second set of 6 and a little dribble into the in-goal area. They don't have to panic. There's plenty of time on the clock.
They were 30 metres away from the line, though, Steve, on the last
It doesn't
tackle.
matter. You've still got to try to push it and force and turn them around.
Greenwood here for Hull KR. Lund scampers in to dummy half. Finds Albert Kelly. And Kelly then gives the ball once again to Mulhern.
Back. Hold, go, 3.
Lunt again. Kelly with a little bit of space.
Fine.
He's got Campese there. Campese gets it wide. Thornley gets it further wide. Dixon, a flying try in the corner.
Has he
Kieran
dropped it?
Dixon, second try for Kieran Dixon. Fabulous try in the corner. The wingers this year have come up with some spectacular tries in all the teams in Super League, and there is another from Kieran Dixon. He was left out of the side after they lost in the Challenge Cup to Oldham. It was a bit of an embarrassment for Rovers. He was now on loan at Newcastle in Championship 1. He got a try in the win against Leeds, the big win against Leeds. That was his first since February, and he's got 2 on his comeback here tonight at Wakefield.
And it all came about by clever play by the hooker, Sean Lunt. I don't want it. You've taken it. Tupu says, but I didn't take it. Oh, yes, he did some. And from this position, Kelly running with his half-back partner. Beautiful try. Just saw a little bit of a wobble.
Well, that's lovely stuff. There were enough defenders to handle this play, this move, but the accuracy and the execution, the standard that they deliver the passes and the catches. They don't catch the pass and bring it in. They catch the pass, leave the ball out front, and it's a simple flick of the wrist onto the next player. They find the overlap. James Webster and his Hull KR coaching team and players who are surrounding him there, they'll be delighted with that score.
Yeah, James Webster said yesterday when he gave me his team, he said, yeah, we're in pretty good shape this week. He said, we're only missing 9. I think most of them are out there behind him watching. And watching here as that conversion attempt is missed. 14 points to cap, so Wakefield still a 3-try deficit. They need to score.
Everything's at the line here. And then all of a sudden, because the halfbacks and the fullbacks running at the line, it means that Tupu and Liam Finn, before they can push off, they've got to deal with what's in front of them. They can't move on to the next player, which then always creates space out wide for the wingers.
It was good work by Thornley as well.
And Liam Finn will be with John Wells at full time. Liam Finn, current star of Wakefield. John Wells, former star of Wakefield, of course. And the CV. Oh, that's a good drive. It's a great run. It's a great run. It's an even better run now. That was wonderful play. And here is Dixon again. He's on a hat-trick. It's Dixon. And Dixon is going to get there. Wonderful try from Kieran Dixon. 2 in as many minutes for Dixon. And Hull KR have snuffed out the hopes of a Wakefield comeback, courtesy of 2 tries from Kieran Dixon on this, his comeback, the former England Knights international. Well, he's doubled his tally for the season to 6 tries, and that, despite the fact that he's just scored a spectacular one in the corner, that was probably the best of the bunch.
Sure was, and great work by Blair out on that left-hand side. It went far too high, brushed him away. Watch that for a second effort, then the switch through. Twinkle toes. In his early days, a lot of people thought he could become one of the best stars. Well, a hat-trick for the Rovers certainly puts him up there on a very large pedestal indeed. Second effort, wonderful play.
That's a huge play from Maurice Blair. He gets rid of 4 players, doesn't panic, and gives the ball to his teammate, who has got genuine speed out there on that left wing. And Dixon, well, he's having a field day. And I said earlier on, Eddie, once he gets a bit of confidence, that'll be it for the rest of the game.
Well, he is a confident player, and he, as you rightly say, Terry, he grows and blossoms on confidence. And Kensio adds the extras. We just witnessed the 4th try hat-trick of Kieran Dixon's career, his 2nd for Hull Kingston Rovers. And tonight he has reached 70 career tries. 2 spectacular tries from him at the start of this second half to re-establish Hull KR's prominence. And here is the hat-trick. There's the first when the sun was shining. Here's the second. Watch this. Bang, what a touchdown that was. And then pace to burn over underneath the sticks. Super stuff from Kieran Dixon. Knock on, meanwhile, from Wakefield at the kickoff. He just could not take that ball in, Joe Arundel.
And they needed to go for that short kickoff, didn't they? They needed to get the ball back. 20 points adrift now. Know that the clock's against them. Final 20 minutes.
Terry, you've got to analyse a game in many ways, and with the rugged play in the forwards,
could be more here for Dixon. Could be number 4 for Dixon, but he might give it unselfishly to Matty Marsh. Well, he tried to. The ball went back. And it's 0. The referee says it's 0 on the tackle count, and so they'll take it in once again here with Mulhern. He offloads the ball to Matty Marsh.
He's had a big game as a fullback as well. Not
Kelly.
shy of planning. Oh, that's a big error by Blair.
Yes, Maurice Blair could not take the pass in.
Well, Wakefield are in free fall at the minute. I was watching them while the conversion for the last try was being taken. Nobody was talking. And I talked before the game about how loud they were, how they were communicating. Here's the break from Dixon. Tries to pass the ball inside. And the fullback does all he can, Craig Hall, to prevent the try. But Wakefield at the minute look like they're out on the feet. And when you get tired, you get a little bit anxious, the first thing to suffer is your communication.
If Kieran Dixon double pumps that ball. Because Craig Hall's already gone for the interception, he's already gone to close that play down. He scores his 4th try.
I know, but he did the right thing. He knew they had someone back on the inside. And it's nice to see players who, Hall did well to prevent it. Don't get me wrong. But it was nice to see that after scoring a hat-trick, he had the ability to know there was someone back on the inside. They've supported each other very well at Rovers tonight.
Well, had he scored it, it would have been his 4th try of the night, but it would have been a 5-minute hat-trick on its own in the second half. Here come Wakefield on the response. Liam Finn is on the inside here.
Oh, shocker!
Not the best pass from Joe Arundel. He's better than that.
He knows it as well. So does this fella. All that way, supporting back on the inside. He just shakes his head, disbelief.
Steve, I'm going to say it again. Fatigue, anxiety, it makes you second guess the instinct that you've got. Joe Arundel, he shapes with the ball. He's got 2 or 3 pumps at the ball. Probably in his mind he's thinking about the previous play where Hulkiar, they didn't convert that chance, and Liam Finn, when he catches that, if he catches that, he would have been dealt with, and there were no other Wakefield player in the frame.
Frustration then for Chris Chester and Wakefield and all their supporters.
Well, I think he realised there and then, Eddie, that if they would have scored, maybe there was a slight chance they could get back into this game. But the Hulkinson Rovers tonight, they've showed a lot of professionalism. Wonderful hard work in the forwards. The combination of Campese and Kelly has just mesmerised them.
Great support one from Albert Kelly. He's not the quickest, but he has such a good football brain on him. That's a wonderful kick. And there's a problem here. Oh, it's a gift. It's a gift for Greenwood. It's going to be Greenwood's 2nd try. Not given yet, though. Not given yet. I think they'll have a try on the field, though, Stuart. They have. Are they looking for offside from the kick?
They're just checking on the chasers being onside from Albert Kelly's kick. That was the message coming from the touch judge. Said it was very close, so it's worth a check. So it's from this kick. Didn't stay behind. Got a nice line there to guide us, and I think you can see that they're onside from there.
Well, Greenwood pulls himself back. It's almost like he's trying to prevent himself falling off the edge of the cliff.
And we've got a knock on backwards by Wakefield, and the grounding's fine. So this will be another try to Hull Kingston Rovers.
Well, he tried to take it, doesn't he, Tupu, when really he should have kicked it halfway to Castleford.
Well, what an offload from Rob Mulhern to set up this try, and the break from Albert Kelly. That's a try.
No doubt in anybody's mind. The crowd feel as though it's a try, and surely it'll be TRY on the big screen. And it is.
Yes, try for Hull Kingston Rovers. The hopes of a Wakefield revival that began in the 47th minute when Hall scored the try, improved by Finn, got them back to within 10. In the last 7 minutes, those hopes have been extinguished.
For the young forward, Rob Mulhern hits a hard line, presents the ball two-handed to Albert Kelly, who's had a phenomenal game. His awareness and his skill set to put the ball on the end of his foot, giving the chasers half a chance. This is an amazing try. They've had a wonderful game, been allowed to express themselves. They've earned the right, they've won the battle up front, and they're a pleasure to watch at the minute.
I agree with you, man. The way that Rob Mulhern came onto that ball, as we see the 2 points go over here from Ken Seo, which turns the 4 into 6. James Greenwood, he was very disciplined, making sure that he stayed behind the kick from Albert Kelly, but the big break and the big powerful drive from Rob Mulhern set it all up.
Right, let's go down to Bill. We've got some news from the sideline.
That is turning out to be a pretty grim night for the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, and they really have lost momentum, and they've lost Tom Johnston as well, with what looks like a calf injury, when you think Phil Clark picked him out before the game as one of the danger men, and he is, with his speed and his rugby league brain, but he hasn't really had an opportunity to show that tonight, and he certainly doesn't look as though he's going to get an opportunity for the remainder of this game, and I don't know whether it could be long term. Bit of a delay while the referee gets rewired. And the other side of the field, Kieran Dixon, well, it's very contrasting fortunes. Tom Johnston on one wing, looks like being a pretty miserable night for him. Kieran Dixon, of course, fantastic night for him, the hat-trick, and that MH you can see on his wristband when he's celebrating those tries tonight. I'm told by his teammates that the M is for his daughter, Maya, and that's a great way of saluting her and saluting what is turning out to be a great night for Hull Kingston Rovers.
It is, and a great night for Ken Seo as well, because he has never kicked 5 goals in a match in his entire career before, but he has this evening. What treats lie in store for us tomorrow? We are at Langtree Park, St Helens against Warrington, Sky Sports 3 at 7:30. Warrington second in the table behind the other team from East Yorkshire, Hull FC, the black and whites at top of the table. Can they get close to them? It all depends, of course. All the 5 other matches tomorrow night are being played. This weekend's programme is being played tonight and tomorrow from the First Utility Super League. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. We'll keep you in touch with it all, of course, during tomorrow night's programme, and we'll have the highlights of all the games after full time tomorrow night. skysports.com/rugby league. Follow the link, you'll find it. You'll find them.
Let's go, KR, let's go.
Well, just as Wakefield are starting to get tired around the middle, you can see Hull KR trying to exploit that. They take Sean Lunt off, the starting hooker, on 64 minutes, and bring on French international John Badebsa, where I'm sure he'll look to just exploit some of those weaker players. And when I say weaker players, I mean that in the nicest way. When you look at the forwards from Wakefield, they're really tired. They give it absolutely everything to get back in the game, but you can just see a couple of them now starting to flag.
I must say, Hull Kingston Rovers seem to like the air in this particular part of West Yorkshire. Castleford, they scored 58 points here tonight. They've scored 42 so far. 100 points in 2 visits. And Castleford, of course, not too far away from Wakefield. 6 to go here, though, for Wakefield, but there's another injury problem brewing here, perhaps. Stuart Howarth.
Yeah, it looked awkward. He was trying to get to his feet. Just a little bit of tension, a little bit of pushing either side.
Stuart, whoa. Time's off, just come away. John, calm down. No, John,
Well
you need
done
to
by
calm
the
down, okay?
official.
Stuart.
Just calm things down.
John, you need to
Just
calm
looking to have a
down,
little look
okay?
at the contact in that tackle, Stuart.
I think he was concerned about the contact from Badebsa in the tackle, which Howarth obviously took exception to. But we're carrying on anyway.
Move! One back! Hold, go.
I think it was a swinging arm, wasn't it? Certainly over the shoulder. Oh, that's a shocking pass.
Yeah, they're not at the races tonight.
Oh, beautiful offload.
And Albert Kelly has got Clarkson down the right-hand side. I don't think they're going to need it.
Shut the gate!
Fantastic try from Kelly. 80-metre try from Albert Kelly. Second try of the match. And we had a little whisper on the way for Hull Kingston Rovers here to Wakefield tonight that Albert Kelly was perhaps a slight doubt coming into this match. I'll tell you what, he looks on top form. He has pulled all the strings with Terry Campese.
James Webster is very, very proud of the side, but you're right, Eddie, this guy has had a tremendous match. He's created all sorts of problems for the Wakefield defence. His speed off the mark is remarkable. It was shocking play by Wakefield. 4 pass picked up. Good work there, one thing, back on the inside, and off he goes. Look at this! Shut the gate! He's home and dry! Yahoo!
Well, it's just ruthless, isn't it? Any time Hull KR snip an opportunity, it's Ken Seo who picks the ball up, the mistake is made, and there's only one thing in Albert Kelly's mind, and I guarantee it's not yee-haw, it's I'm going to score this meat pie.
I don't think it was a yee-haw about it. I'm not sure exactly
Didn't understand him.
what it was, but whatever it was, his voice nearly gave up, that's for sure, but Albert Kelly didn't. Ken Seo then to make it 6. I've already said it's his career best kicking performance in a match, and he's increased the lead to 48-16. Chester will not be impressed with this, but Hull Kingston Rovers You know, in the week that they said farewell at the funeral to the great Roger Millward, we have seen a fantastic halfback performance here tonight from Albert Kelly, and also alongside him Terry Campese. So it's a little bit of a tribute, isn't it, to the great Roger Millward, this, as well as everything else.
For the memory of such a great player. Well over 1,000 people attended the funeral. An amazing turnout. And,
well, richly deserved as well.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much doubt now that Hull KR are going to take the trip back up the motorway tonight with the victory. You know, it's remarkable when you think, when Super League began, and what are we in now, 21st season? Super League began in 1996. Both of these clubs were outside the top flight. Rovers were in the third tier of the game. It was a 12-team second division. Wakefield were in Division 1. Wakefield were promoted to Super League in 1998. Hull KR had to wait till 2007 to take their place amongst the big boys. And well, tonight they don't look out of place. They really don't. They look like they could mount a top 8 bid.
it's an amazing thing when they work as a team. They share the workload, and that is exactly what's happened.
Downside, bowling.
And the wonderful ability of the two halfbacks, Terry Campese, Albert Kelly, outstanding. But that combination, they know that they've got a good strong back, especially the likes of Walker and Tills, Greenwood, Mulhern, Blair, that, you know, they really work hard. And once they get over the advantage line, as I say, Chris Chester, the Wakefield coach, will look at the tape and
they're on the sideline as Miller comes forward, finds Craig Hall, finds a Rundle, picked up on the bounce by Bill Tupu, but he can't make any further progress forward. Down he goes, tackle number 4, Howarth to Miller, into centre field to Nick Scruton. Good tackling by Bedemza. Howarth again, 15 metres out. Finn, chip over, ball's put to ground, he's offside, I think.
yeah, he knocked it and he came from an offside position.
And Peasy was in front of him.
I don't want to take offside. On the line, guys, on the line.
So a Wakefield penalty right on the Rovers line.
It was a good kick as well from Finn. Well, this will be merely consolation, but the Rovers, obviously, Webster would have got the message out. Don't let them score again. It's a new ball game as far as they're concerned.
Ian Finn is going nowhere. And Paisley was in his face with Bedebza as soon as that ball reached him. The Irish international. Howarth gets it down the right-hand side. This little pass away it was by Anthony Tupu.
Hold, go free.
And then Malloy gets to his feet, plays the ball. Here's Finn again. Scruton. Tilts does well. And the ball went straight up in the air. And Rovers say, thank you very much indeed.
It's good try-line defence from Hull KR. They're communicating. And all of a sudden, Wakefield are just trying to force the pass. They're trying to play on the outside of the tight 3 defenders either side of the rucks. And they're just having no joy whatsoever. They had a good spell the opening 15 minutes in this second half, but since then, it's been all Hull KR.
Scottish international Adam Walker plays the ball to Bedebza. Tilts again. Has he been tackled tonight? Tilts, Campese.
I don't think he's played the ball once.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't.
Played it at his own pace.
Yep, and that's an amazing feat in a game of rugby league.
The ball was dropped but backwards, so play on. Picked up by
That's a knock
Mulhern.
That should be head and feet Wakefield.
Knock on. Wait for the ball. Scrum.
So he might have been tackled, but he just dropped the ball.
Said Eddie before, in the first half he made 1 tackle. In this half he's made 8 tackles. He's just dictating the speed of this game as he tries to catch that ball. That was going behind him from Rob Mulhern. He's trying just to pull the ball back in and again look to shift that ball to the left.
Liam, Terry, no afters, we're after the play
It's
of
a
the ball.
big play for Hull KR.
None of that.
Oh, a major combination, Campese and Kelly.
Guys.
Well, they just complement each other, don't they, Steve?
Well, Kelly's so quick.
And you know, I know that they went to Wembley last year, Hull KR, with Chris Chester, and they were soundly beaten by the Rhinos, but Campese didn't play. Wembley final. You wonder whether it would have been a different story.
Well, it perhaps wouldn't have been that
Not such a
scoreline.
heavy defence.
No, back, hold.
He's an amazing
Go,
player,
two.
as I say. It's, who cares if he could play out there in a dinner suit?
Third. Adam away now.
Played the ball
Hold.
once the entire game.
Go, third. John away from
That's
the rook.
rare.
Miller gets the ball away to Ashurst, then it was a short ball from him
Stand,
to
Chris.
Malloy.
Wait, John. Wait. Go, 4.
And that was a Rundle, I do beg your pardon. This now up the middle. Wakefield Tillis manages to bring him down. Chris Anakin. Last tackle then. Howarth goes down the right hand side. Finn over the top. Reece Lynn gets the ball back. Oh, and then through the hands.
He's in touch.
And he's in touch anyway.
Turnover.
Well, Campese nearly got tackled with the ball then.
He did.
Turnover
That
in
would have
boys.
been a rarity.
But he went.
When it comes time to defend, Hull KR have got all the answers.
Hold. Go, John.
Yeah, they've been superior in all departments.
Two in.
Ooh, that was a bit of a
Yes,
yeah.
Two in the tackle.
Truman in the tackle, yeah.
Walker would have felt that.
It began tonight. Wakefield 6th in the Super League, 4 wins more than 10th placed Rovers. It will be 3 wins more after tonight. Interesting to see what happens tomorrow evening. There's a wrestle.
Yeah, Chris Haneke.
Drew the penalty.
He'll be happy.
It'll be interesting to see what happens after tonight when all the others play tomorrow. Exactly where this win will leave Hull KR, and indeed where this defeat will leave Wakefield. Probably won't be too much movement.
Points difference because there's a lot of congestion in the league.
Yes, might be
Points
crucial.
difference might be crucial at the end of the year.
Tilts for Hull KR.
Releasing Chris. 2.
Goes down 33 metres away from the line. Budebza and that man again, Campese, gets it away to Marsh. Quick hands from Thornley. Dixon looking for try number 4.
There's still plenty of time for him to get that 4th try.
Here is again Campese. Gets the kick away. Brilliant kick. Maurice Blair underneath the sticks. This is not doing Hull Kingston Rovers points for and against any harm at all. It's doing a bit of damage to Wakefield. But Maurice Blair marks his 50th appearance in Hull Kingston Rovers colours in just over a year, with the try that puts the tin lid on what's been an impressive.
What was on. So did Blair. Thank you very much indeed. And the points pile up.
Well, that's just too easy, isn't it? And it's the 6th attacking kick that Campese's put in. And under no pressure, Maurice Blair just pouches that ball and goes in for a stroll, really. Nobody touching him. Too much time. They've given the Hull KR halfbacks ready too much time.
10 tries Hull KR have scored tonight. CO's added 7 kicks. That scoreline looks ugly from a Wakefield point of view, but it looks absolutely super from a Hull KR point of view. 54-16.
Well, it was a good kick, but let's play credit to that player. It's his 50th game for Hull KR tonight. And as the lads mentioned before the game, he plays in the halves, plays in the forwards, he does the donkey work, he's not afraid to get his hands dirty, but he simply had to catch that ball and put it down. The awareness to be in the right place at the right time is the special skill for that try.
And what a difference tonight for Maurice Blair. He was sin-binned against Wakefield in February, and he has just come up with that try that makes it 54-16 with just 3.5 minutes to go. Well, the only thing that Rovers want now is a 4th try for Kieran Dixon.
Yeah, I think they'll be trying as hard as they can, but you know, it's lovely to see when a team who knows they've got the 2 points. Steady down, boys, steady down. Only handbags. The point I'm trying to make is the fact that, you know, they know they've got the points, and then they can put on a set move which they practice on the training pad. Well, this is silly.
But it was a high shot by a Wakefield player
On James Greenwood.
Come away now.
This is
Come away.
just a little bit of afters as a result of that.
Well, they were getting involved. The
You
play
guys go that
before,
way.
weren't they? Matty Ashurst,
Go that way.
pushing and shoving.
Wakefield, go that way now.
It's Scott Anderson who
Go that way.
commits the offence.
That way, boys. Stay back there. Stay back
There's
there.
James Greenwood.
Stay back there.
There's Anderson going high, and there's a bit of pushing and shoving.
Time
And
off.
at that point, when the player comes to ground,
Stay away, guys.
the whistle's blown, and sometimes
Back there.
players see that signal, that whistle, as something's gone wrong. They don't automatically know and feel, and you might look at the
Captain,
challenge from
guys!
Anderson and think,
Captain!
well, that's where
Yeah.
it all started.
He gets stepped, doesn't he? He throws out a swinging arm.
Captain!
Wants a word with the two skippers here, does the referee Chris Kendall. 2.5 minutes to go.
I don't think he'll go for the pocket,
We've got
for
2
the
minutes
yellow,
30
Stuart.
left.
Do you?
Don't need any more
No,
minutes.
not at all. It's a high tackle. He's got the penalty for high tackle. Nothing really went on after that. He's dealt with it pretty well. Stayed calm. It's good.
And to be fair, he's just settled the situation down because he's separated the two warring factions, given the penalty. Be interesting to see who carts the ball up here.
Next
Over Eddie. I always like to see who's going to take this next carry.
No penalties.
Yeah, you used to do that as a player as well, didn't you, Terry, after things like that? You always used to stand and watch who'd take the next carry. Fair play, you didn't. You used to have a go yourself now and again. Here is Kensio.
Liam off the ball!
Lump weights,
Go, one.
comprehensive victory, emphatic victory for Rovers tonight.
Yeah, it's been superb for them.
No!
As I said before, every department, they've controlled it.
Wait.
And this could be quite ugly if referee doesn't keep an eye on it.
Thornley, the Rovers.
There's
A minute and a half to go.
There's a couple of square ups going out there.
Free goal line. Get square. Hold.
Well, Wakefield are a little bit fed up, I suppose. But Rovers are absolutely full of it, and they won't pack up all good. But Ebza, back it comes looking for Campese, finds Campese, Maurice Blair again, little chip over towards the sideline, and Matty Marsh.
It's been a professional performance from James Webster's men. Let's not forget they went to the south of France. They had to travel back. They were well and truly beaten. They've come to Wakefield on a Thursday night, a team that themselves have been in great form. But they had the defeat last week when they played against Salford, so they were expecting a big tussle. Talking to the players pre-game, and they were expecting Wakefield to come out all guns blazing.
Well, they've never been allowed to take charge of the game, and that's the most pleasing factor that James Webster will be looking at and telling his players. See, if you take control in the middle, get your defence solid, don't give them any opportunity. The kick and chase has been superb. Probably one of the best performances I've seen from Hull KR for quite some time.
And the win will take them to within 3 points of the top 8. And they'll only be 5 points behind Wakefield as a result of this. And unlike last season, there's no Challenge Cup run to offer diversions from the form in the Super League. Only 4 wins before tonight, 5 now. They were beaten in the Challenge Cup by Oldham. That was a dark day for these supporters and for this coach. But this is a bright night for them. And look at that scoreline. Wakefield 16, Hull Kingston Rovers 54. Campese has been the engineer-in-chief, ably assisted by Albert Kelly. Kieran Dixon with the hat-trick of tries. Might have got 4. And the players now shake hands, but it will be Rovers who will certainly be the happier of the 2 sets of players. No question of that at all. And at Wakefield, after that win in the Magic weekend against the high-flying Catalan Dragons, they're in a little bit of a slump. And Chris Chester's going to have to work hard